something that was talked about in this VHS was kind of who they were going to be going after. These people that abandoned their family. And it seems like someone that's a clear candidate for that is Chad Gable. He's been attacked in the back. He's been out there when the lights went out a couple times now, and these VHSs have been delivered. Jay Uso has also been out there twice now when the lights go out, and he has some family history. Chad Gable, his history with the Alpha Academy. Who do you think is the person that they're targeting? I threw out a maybe one that was a little off the wall, um, and that is Braun Strowman, a
Well, he's
former
also
member of the Wyatt family that is kind of on his own now. And I think it would be really interesting to see the Wyatt Six be talking about these people that left the family, and then to see them like attack a Braun Strowman who is this monster. And if they were to able to lay him out, it would really be like, wow, this is a group that is really like is a formidable opponent, and it kind of ties in with their story that he was a part of the family.
yeah, I think all right, so just to answer your first part of like who do you think they're going to attack, right? So I don't I think you're going to continue to see some of this mysterious stuff, right? Like it's going to be open-ended, but I do think that they're going to start like almost introducing each of the characters because I think that's what they want you to I think they want people to understand who these other characters are. So we've already
Right.
seen two, right? I think that you're going to see the other three in some type of light. So like over the course of the next 6 weeks or whatever, we start to see a little bit more of each character and almost like kind of like an introduction, like, yeah, this is who they are. And then I'm going to start to see, I would like to start to see them in the ring in some capacity. Now, like, we were talking about like the Undertaker and how he used to sit up and like create this like mysterious aura about him. I'm wondering if like they do something where, the like something like totally off the wall where like, hey, they get into these matches or they get into the situation where they just leave, like say they're wrestling and then, instead of like just pinning people, they just decimate them and then just leave them, right?
Don't pin them. Just
And
we're
just
done.
walk out. The lights go off. They leave. The smoke hits, and then yeah, they're
They're out.
gone. And the logo appears, or they leave something behind, or something like that. I think
Yeah.
that would create something along those lines. I don't know if Braun Strowman's written into this whole thing. I know he's come out a handful of times, um, like before some of these things have hit, where he's chased the Judgment Day out, right? Like if you
Yeah.
remember that, like he's been, involved in like kind of like a fringe type of way, but I don't know if that has anything to do with it. The one thing I do agree with you on is that Chad Gable seems such like an obvious choice, right? He's obviously right in the middle of it right now, like where
Yeah.
he's the number one target. But I feel like maybe that's kind of the obvious, like the red herring. Like you
Right.
stare at it, you're
Yes.
like, all right, this isn't really the real target. Like, who is the real target here? Maybe it's kind of something else, like where, they want you to think it's him, but it's not. So I think
Right.
there could be something to that too.
And I guess one last thing I'd like to say is these videos that have been coming out, almost like an origins kind of thing, where they're giving you that idea of who this character is. Maybe too, they have time to be still handing out more. Maybe next week we would get one with a video about, you know, Nikki Cross, or we'd get one about a video about Dexter Loomis or whomever, and their kind of inner turmoil, or they're sitting with Bo, and they just kind of explain each one of like why they are here and what they are doing with this family. So maybe there's more of those videos to come with those characters. Who knows? But excited to see where this is going.
Whatever it is, it's above what my expectations were already.
Right.
Um, They haven't done anything obviously in ring. But
They don't need to right now.
yeah, it's hitting. It's hitting. And I think the crowd is feeding off of it. Um, yeah, I think it's still there's still some Bray Wyatt stuff there that people are still feeling out, but it didn't have that awkwardness for me this time around. The second time seeing it, like it just felt more real. Yeah, real, like it still has that emotion to it and stuff like that, but it just felt like I don't know, like it's more now of a storyline. It's really like I'm kind of getting entrenched in it. So let's see more of it. I can't wait.